So in this class we have to continue the reactions of epoxides. First we have to discuss the reactions of Grignard reagent with epoxide. Grignard reagent, as you know, it is an alkyl magnesium halide compound that is reacting with epoxides, and then final compound we obtain will be an alcohol. Okay, so now let us discuss the points. Grignard reagent reacts with epoxides to form additional products which on acid hydrolysis give primary alcohol containing two more carbon atoms than the parent halide of the Grignard reagent. So actually, as you know, Grignard reagent can be represented as RMgX. MgX, a highly polar group and also a strong nucleophile. So R minus is acting as the nucleophile, and in the final compound, final product, once the Grignard reagent interact or react with epoxide, two extra carbon atoms can be seen, or a scale-up reaction in the alcohol product. Okay, as we can see here, this compound Grignard reagent 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon atoms are there. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Two carbon atoms, additional carbon atoms comes from the epoxide carbon atoms. Okay, so here we represent a Grignard reagent R CH2, CH3, CH2, 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 MgX. It is reacting with an epoxide, and then second stage hydrolysis. Hydrolysis stage will give the alcohol. Let us discuss the mechanism of it. Since Grignard reagents are strong base as well as a strong nucleophile, the R minus attacks the carbon atom of the epoxide in an SN2 reaction, and the adduct formed will be hydrolyzed to get the final product alcohol. So here the reaction mechanism is shown. R minus is attacking the carbon atom of the epoxide, and carbon oxygen bond shift towards the oxygen, and then we get an adduct R CH2 CH2 O MgX. Okay, so we get an adduct which is on hydrolysis, we get an alcohol, the final alcohol. Okay, so here you can see that in this R, two carbons of the epoxide is added as CH2 CH2. Okay, so final product of the alcohol, we have two carbon atoms more as compared to the initial compound, initial alkyl halide or initial Grignard reagent. So actually, as you know, the Grignard reagent can be prepared by reacting with alkyl halide RCl and magnesium in dry ether. So we get RMgX. Okay. Now if you take an example, methyl magnesium iodide CH3MgI. So here actually what happens is CH3 minus is attacking this carbon atom, and then this shift here, and then the rest of this part, minus part, will take up MgI. Okay, so we get CH3 CH2 CH2 O MgI. Okay, CH3 CH2 CH2 O MgI. So this is an adduct, and which is on hydrolysis, O MgI part will be an alcohol. Okay, so CH3 CH2 CH2 OH. So this is propanol. Okay, so the reactions of next is the reactions of organolithium compounds with epoxides. Epoxides can react with organolithium compound the similar way. Ethylene oxide reacts with alkyl lithium to form additional products which on acid hydrolysis gives a primary alcohol. Almost similar reaction. Instead of Grignard reagent, here we take alkyl lithium. It contains two carbon atoms more than the parent alkyl lithium. The same way it reacts. So alkyl lithium RLi reacting with ethylene oxide. So this will become Li plus and R minus. It is attacking the carbon atom of the epoxide, and then this shift here, this will minus R minus O minus will pick up the lithium plus. Okay, and then we get an adduct RCH2 CH2 O Li. On hydrolysis we get an primary alcohol. And if we take an example of methyl lithium CH3Li, so here CH3 minus is attacking the carbon atom of the epoxide, and then this will become O minus, it will pick up the lithium plus, and then we are getting adduct CH3, CH3, CH2, CH2, O, Li. Okay, CH3, CH2, CH2, O, Li is an adduct. On hydrolysis, we get a primary alcohol. So that's all about epoxides. Now we are entering to another topic, crown ethers. It's a very small topic, crown ethers. You might have seen the crown ethers in aromaticity. So you have just we have just gone through the aromaticity chapter to show these crown ethers are aromatic in nature, many of it. And crown ethers are macrocyclic polyethers. Macrocyclic means bigger cyclic compounds, and polyether means more than two COC groups are there in a cyclic form. And it means that a large ring compound, macrocycle means a large ring compound containing more than 12 carbon atoms and several ethereal oxygen atoms, usually in a regular pattern. Normally it comes in a regular pattern, 12 carbon atoms or more, and also several ethereal oxygen atoms are there. Okay. The structures and geometry of these molecules resemble crowns, and hence they are called crown ethers. It looks like. So that is why it is called crown ethers. And here some of the crown ether structures are shown. So this is 12 crown 4, and this is 15 crown 5, and this is dicyclohexano 18 crown 6. So its nomenclature is easy to understand. So the 12 number, the first number is indicating, normally it gives the total number of atoms present in the molecule. Okay, so this is 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is the total number of atoms present in the molecule, and then followed by a hyphen, and then we normally put the word crown, and then hyphen, and then the number of oxygen atoms present, 4. So here this is 15, we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, then put crown, number of oxygen atoms 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the same way here we have two, it's a derivative type of compound, two cyclohexane part is there, so dicyclohexano, and the number of total carbon atoms in the crown 18, crown 6 oxygen atoms are there. Okay, the first number in the name indicates the total number of atoms in the ring, and the second number indicates the number of oxygen atoms. Now let's see the preparation of crown ethers. It was first synthesized in 1967 by the scientist called Pedersen, who has received a Nobel Prize in 1987 for the discovery of crown ethers. And he prepared dibenzo 18 crown 6. Dibenzo, 2 benzene groups are there. Dibenzo 18 crown. So this is the crown ether part. 18 crown 6 carbon atoms are the oxygen atoms are there, 6 by the reaction of catechol. This compound is catechol, as you might have heard about it. This compound is called catechol. In phenol, one more OH group on the ortho position is called catechol. With dichloro diethyl ether, dichloro 2 chlorine atoms, dichloro diethyl 2 CH2 groups are there, ethyl groups are there, dichloro diethyl ether in alkaline medium followed by acidification. Okay, so here effectively what happens is 2 HCl is removed in this reaction, and this will be combined together. Okay, so 2 molecules of this will be there. So one molecule is attached here, and another molecule will also attach here. Okay, and then we get dibenzo 18 crown 6. Second second preparation of one of the another molecule of crown ethers is 18 crown 6. 18 crown 6 is prepared by the reaction of triethylene glycol. This is triethylene glycol. So ethylene group 1 ethylene group, 2 ethylene group, 3 ethylene group. Okay, so triethylene glycol. Ethylene glycol, so CH2CH2OH, 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 CH2CH2OH. Okay, so that is triethylene glycol and triethylene glycol ditosylate. Okay, so this compound is exactly, if you avoid this part, this compound is exactly the same compound, and instead of hydrogen over here we attached a tosylate ion, para-toluene sulfonate, CH3 C6H4 SO2. Okay, para-toluene sulfonate. Okay, and then with the potassium tertiary butoxide reaction, then we get 18 brown cells. So para-toluene sulfonate, this part is a very good leaving group. Okay, so para-toluene sulfonic acid, it will take up this oxygen, it will form para-toluene sulfonic acid, SO3H. This will become, this part will leave SO3H, and then this hydrogen, along with this hydrogen, forms para-toluene sulfonic acid, and then rest will be the will form the crown. Okay. Next is properties and applications. First thing is the forming complexes with the positive metal ions. So this is a very important property of the crown ethers. As you can see that this crown ether, there is a big cavity inside the crown ether. All the structures are outside and the big cavity is there, and this cavity we can trap positive cations. One remarkable property of crown ethers is their ability of forming complexes with positive ions, such as metallic ions, not necessarily transition metal ions, and ammonium ions. Okay, so this is a very remarkable property of crown ethers. Depending on the size of the cavity, can include the comparable size metal ion. Okay, this unique property of crown ethers derived from the sizes of their internal cavities. Okay, and the metal ion is the guest metal ion interacting with the crown ether, so that is the guest host. Metal ion is there and tightly holding the metal ion at the center of it. The host guest complex is called an inclusion complex. So this is a new chemistry. Okay, the discovery of these compounds led to a whole new field of chemistry called host-guest chemistry. Okay, and each crown can bind ions whose size is comparable with the size of the cavity. So, for example, when you consider 12 crown 4, it cannot hold all ions like lithium, sodium, or potassium. It also depends on the size of the ion and size of the cavity. Okay, and then depending on the size of the cavity, depending on the size of the ion, if it is comparable, it can hold it. Okay, for example, 12 crown 4 holds only lithium, not sodium and potassium. The sodium and potassium size are not comparable with the size of the cavity of the 12 crown 4. Okay, and then 15 crown 5 holds sodium, not lithium and potassium, this one. And then 18 crown 6, this one, it holds only potassium, not lithium or sodium. And this property may be made use of in the separation of cations of a mixture. So this is a very good property of the crown ethers in order to separate the cations in a mixture. So if there is an unwanted cation like lithium or sodium present in a mixture of in an organic mixture, then we just need to put the respective crown ethers into it, so it will hold the cations and then can be easily removed off. Next is as a phase transfer catalyst. Crown ethers have been used as a phase transfer catalyst. If we consider a reaction between aqueous KMnO4 and an organic substrate in an organic solvent like benzene, may be accelerated by adding a small amount of crown ethers. Okay, so there is a reaction between aqueous KMnO4 and an organic substrate. So the reaction is taking place in organic solvent, but the reaction aqueous KMnO4 reaction can be accelerated by adding small amount of Crown ethers. How it is possible? So it is possible by dissolving K plus ions by making a complexation with the Crown ether. Crown ether will pick up the K plus ions of KMnO4, while the exterior hydrocarbon part becomes soluble in the organic solvent, whereby maintaining a homogeneity between the aqueous and the organic part, organic phases. Okay, so Crown ethers are actually organic in nature, but Crown ethers have a property to hold the metal ions, positively charged metal ions, and then it makes a homogeneity between the aqueous and organic phases. And this phase transfer, okay, this phase transfer KMnO4, K plus ions are held by Crown ethers. Then this phase transfer catalytic action of Crown ether has been used in the oxidation of olefins. Olefins can be oxidized with the KMnO4. Alcohols can be oxidized with the KMnO4 in the presence of Crown ethers. Aldehydes, alkyl benzenes, etc. can be oxidized by KMnO4 in the presence of Crown ethers. And another property, another application is chiral Crown ethers. Chiral, you might have studied in stereochemistry. Chiral means one carbon atom is attached with 4 different other atoms. Okay, and chiral Crown ethers have been used for the resolution of racemic mixtures. Resolution of racemic mixture means two enantiomeric forms are available, and we want to separate these two racemic forms, enantiomers. Then we call that process as resolution. So for the resolution or for the separation of two enantiomers, we can use chiral Crown ethers. Crown ethers have also been used to complex phenols, amines, etc. Okay, so particular reactions can be used for Crown ethers can be used for some particular reactions. And coordination of cation of an inorganic salt with a Crown ether accelerates nucleophilic substitution and elimination reactions involving its anion, and the yields are very high in such reactions. So certain reactions we have to use suitable Crown ethers in order to hold the positive ions present in the reaction, and then we get a very good yield due to the formation of the nucleophile by picking up the positive ion present in the system. Okay, for example, we have taken benzyl bromide C6H5CH2Br benzyl bromide K plus F minus, and then we use Crown ether. It will pick up the proton, it will pick up the K plus. Okay, and then we get so fluoride is liberated. This is more stronger nucleophile if there is no K plus, and then it can easily attack the CH2 group. Okay, then we get benzyl fluoride and then KBr. Maybe finally it can be liberated from the Crown ethers. And then acetyl chloride, the same way K plus is holding by Crown ethers. We get acetyl fluoride, and then normal propyl bromide is reacting with potassium methoxide. So K plus is attached to the Crown ether, and methoxide ion is a strong nucleophile. It will go and attack the CH2 group, and then we get a methyl and propyl ether and KBr. Okay, so that's all about Crown ethers, and that's all about this module. This is a small module. Okay, so in the next class we will discuss another module.